Hello everybody, we are the Geeks and Degenerates, and today we talk about more Shogun, episodes 4, 5, and 6. Sorry we can do this weekly, but I guess one big episode is all we can do for now since our work schedule is so busy, but that's fine. So that means more content for you guys. But yeah, I would say this is shaping up to be the best show of 2024. I thought it would be Masters of the Air, and now it's this.
It is this. I swear to God, not a single fucking episode
Yeah.
has been a drag. Okay, not gonna lie, if you are somebody who likes action a lot, then not much of a story guy, you just want to see samurais kick ass,
Yeah.
this might not be for you. When they do kick ass, it will, and what this is building up to is
Yeah.
not gonna lie, I think will be the most badass thing we've seen on television.
Yeah.
Within this year,
Yeah.
because holy shit, the build up, the fucking build up of this one. There are slow moments. They are slow moments,
Yeah.
but it's politics. But you're at the edge of your seat, just being wait, hold on. I thought you five guys are the ones in control here.
Yeah.
Who's this lady? I was like, where did she come in?
Right? And you just see Lord Toranaga just scheming his way through every episode, and your eyes are just glued to Haruki Sanada, and the way he carries the show. He is the main star, and again, Blackthorn and Mariko, that plot's just pretty good too. But I'm really just attached to what Toranaga is about to do.
Same here, and say what you will. I like the dynamic. We have a Greg, right? We're there's a whole premise which is samurais and politics and all that, and usually shows would interject romance and ooh, love interest, will they, won't they, and we usually get oh, come on, no.
Yeah.
Here I don't know what they're doing, but it's making it work.
Right.
What the heck?
Right. I guess that's how you properly do this. It just took years and years of trial and error to get it right. I do buy into Blackthorn and Marco's on again, off again romance. I do like Blackthorn as a character as a whole. Him being our eyes into this world, and him trying to adapt to the language, to the customs, and him even standing up to the samurai when they're you can't come up here with your guns, even though you are almost the right hand of Toranaga. But he's you guys have your swords. How's that fair? And we have a cool standoff between him and the samurai where he's just yeah. You're
Yeah,
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, them saying no to each other,
Yeah.
give me your gun, and he's nah.
Yeah.
Fuck that shit. And he gives the guns to his courtesan,
Yeah.
and even the samurai's give us the guns, and he's nah, you in the wrong house, fool.
Right.
Private property.
I like that he tries to incorporate his tactics of the what do you call that, Navy, because they're how do you besiege this town? Tell us your tactics, your European tactics, and the guy's just I only know how to do the sea. I've never been in a land battle. The sea's my life, and he tries to incorporate his naval tactics to sieging Osaka, and they're all right, I guess we're gonna roll this. I guess we're gonna bombard Osaka with cannons, and you're for much as other shows with a mostly Asian cast and just one white guy, the fact that this guy is not stealing the spotlight, but at the same time you're so attached to Blackthorn, you're I hope you don't fuck up and say the wrong thing or do the wrong thing to get cut down by these samurai, because I am attached to you. And you do see him trying to essentially just survive in this land. And you see them getting jealous because he's getting promoted by Toranaga for everything he does, and they're that's not fair. You're not samurai. Why he's getting the good stuff?
Yeah, he's getting all the gifts, but the thing is, it's so weird though with Toranaga, because it seems he's scheming in his own way.
Yeah.
I don't get it, but you could tell that he's I know how this will affect my people, and I know how it'll make them feel. I'm gonna do it anyway.
Yeah. Right?
But I guess it's pushing all the, because we know Toranaga's not dumb. He's not oh, foreigner, let's and he saved my life. You know, let's give him everything.
Yeah.
He's not that kind of guy. You can tell that he's like, this is gonna influence my people in a certain way, and to a way that I would like,
Right.
or would benefit me. So I'm gonna do this action. So it's so interesting and so like I'm like, oh, what is Toranaga doing?
Right. Another character I do invested in is Yabushige, the guy playing both sides. You're just like, again, you're like, what are you doing? You're
Exactly.
sucking up to Toranaga, but at the same time you're telling Ishido like, hey, I got your back too. And you're like, what's your end? What's your end goal?
Yeah, and I feel like Toranaga already knows what his deal is. I
Yeah.
don't know. He hasn't. We haven't confirmed, but like Toranaga, I feel like he has a good, you know, foresight into like,
Yeah.
oh, he's you know, he's like, this guy will play a big part in my whole, you know, like he's just a big cog in the machine kind of.
Yeah,
I
definitely.
was like, okay.
He's like chaotic something. I'm not sure if it's chaotic good or chaotic evil, but it's chaotic because you're like, what's your goal? You're playing both sides, hoping that you won't get caught. You're even like looking for Toranaga's spy because you know he's got his eye on you, and you're not safe at all times, aside from your own son. But I do like the fact that his Toranaga's hand is forced when his son ambushes the like the messenger of Ishido, and the messenger's not even mad that his arm is like blasted by a cannon. He's mad that because he's like, you fucking coward, you're not a samurai. And you're like, sir,
Yeah.
your arm's off, but okay.
Oh yeah, where his son like, Toranaga's son like took matters into his own hands
Yeah.
and just like did a whole siege on these guys. I'm surprised they didn't hit any of their friends,
Right?
but like they just shredded these people to bits. I was like, oh my god.
Yeah. Another surprise that Mariko's husband is back, and you're like, how the fuck? And they explain it, but you're like, you were surrounded by Ishido's men left, right, and center. I don't know how a group of Ronin saved you, but if that's your story, sure. Why not?
All right, but dude, it gets heated because well, we thought he was dead, and Medico is not really like the most happiest person in the world with him.
Yeah.
So when them and John Blackthorne kind of got together and just like did the deed, I was like, hey yo, and he's back. I'm like, hey yo,
Oh shit.
and like, and I guess the courtesan like slipped a bit because she was like, oh, I guess he got another girl to like come in. I think it didn't register in her head that it was Mariko. Yeah.
He's like, oh well, it is what it is.
And then like the husband kind of just pieced it together and was like, oh, she's cheating,
Right?
you know.
So he's extra angry during that dinner scene, and like, again, you say that it's not a lot of action, but there is a lot of tension, whether it be politics or Mariko's husband being like, I know what you're up to, I know what's been going on, I don't like it, how dare you defy me, how dare you slide my honor. You're like, fuck. And he's not the best person in the world too, you find out. And you're like, ah, shit, you're a piece of shit too.
Yeah, but it's a weird dynamic though because like I'm guessing it's like because I did like watch a couple of like YouTube videos on like, and some people had like a theory where the husband does care for Mariko to a certain degree. It's just that how culture is in Japan,
Yeah.
where you know, they do beat the wife, and that's not good. And like to them, they're just property, not really, you know.
Yeah.
They don't have their best interests, you know, at heart. He still does care for her, but he's just kind of stuck with his old ways.
Yeah.
And like, it's a weird dynamic
Yeah.
kind of deal. Even like Toranaga's like, then just divorce her. God damn.
Right? Also, we find out that Mariko was part of the another family that was a rival to the Taiko, and you're like, For a while, I was like, is she related to someone famous in history? And then she says the name, and I was like, who? Oh, okay, must be someone important to the plot. Okay.
Yeah.
Uh,
But all we know is that they went against the Taiko and they all got
murdered.
whatever. But the only reason why she lived is because she married to, what's his name?
I don't know how to pronounce it.
Yeah. Anyway, the samurai guy. You
Yeah.
know, the guy that we thought that died.
That guy who gets challenged by Blackthorn to a duel, and you're like, I honestly don't know who's faster, the gun or the samurai. And like, you don't get the answer because the guy's like, I'm sorry, it's the sake. It's really the sake that make me do these things. And Blackthorn's like, you piece of shit. I also like it when he meets some guy he had a bad first impression with, and he's like, greetings, you fucking piece of shit. I hope you fucking die, you fucking asshole. And you're like, it's a good thing they don't understand you. Otherwise, you'll be cut down where you stand. I think it was episode 5 where we get the last earthquake scene, and you're like, did Toranaga just die in front of me? Are you fucking kidding me?
wait. But like, sure, we get to see him live in all of this like little moment with him and John Blackthorn where he saves his life again.
Yeah.
And was like, where's my swords? Like, of course, like to him, like it's kind of a dishonor not to have a sword.
Yeah.
And John Blackthorn kind of gives his sword to him.
Yeah.
The swords that was given to him by his courtesan.
Yeah.
For like entrusting her with the guns. Anyway, there was a lot of shit that happened, but you just gotta watch it.
Yeah, and the swords themselves aren't special, but Toranaga appreciates the gesture. He's like, alright, thank you.
But I'm starting to feel like Toranaga is kind of starting to see like this is the one I kind of trust more than anybody.
Because he has no stakes in this game. He tells Toranaga, it's like, hey man, can I go home? I have nothing to do anymore. Mariko doesn't like me no more. I have nothing to do in Japan. Can I just go home? He's like, no.
And like he was like so done with everything because I guess he jokingly ordered that, hey, if somebody touches this peasant,
they die.
They die.
Yeah.
Alright? But they had to get rid of it because it was stinking up the village.
Yeah.
And then they killed the gardener, who was like a good friend of his. He was just like, what the fuck is wrong with you people? But he kind of had to realize his words have meaning now because he is
Hatamoto.
Hatamoto.
Yeah.
He has a bigger role. Like he can't just joke around and be like, you know, say whatever.
Yeah.
Because now your words have meaning, and I love that scene where Mariko's just like, I was like, oh, it was just words. Like I didn't mean it, and he was like, but your words gave it meaning.
Yeah.
You know, like I love that shit.
Yeah. She also says something on episode 5 of like, that is in our sea, it's in our air, it's in our ground. We control nothing except if and when we die. And you're like, huh.
Yeah.
That's right. That's true. Again, all the dialogue scenes are just engaged, especially episode 6 where you feel like things are finally going somewhere. Not that it's ever boring, but you're like, I don't know what this is building up to. And you're given an answer in episode 6, which is Crimson Sky. This idea that they just besiege Osaka and go for the throat and just eliminate the council and just install Toranaga as the sole leader. And the guy...
Oh, sorry, that was the Shōgun.
Yeah, and he's like, I don't want to be Shōgun. Please, I just want to protect air.
Yeah. That is a weird, like... but for sure, when it comes to it, I think he has to choose.
Yeah.
And I guess it's gonna be Shōgun.
Yeah.
And
I really hope he doesn't die by the end, because I'm like, I'm too invested in Toranaga to have him die midway.
Toranaga is such a big boss character.
Yeah.
The amount of man that he gives.
Yeah.
I love that. Like, okay, this whole episode 6, was it? It was just filled with, like, politics upon politics, who's pulling the strings. We find out, like, the wife of the deceased Shogun is, like, a big part in this.
Yeah, Lady Ochiba, I think that's her name.
Yeah, and we also get to meet, like, and we find out, like, she's actually, like, close to Mariko.
Yeah.
Like, in their, like, childhood.
Yeah.
We also get Mariko's, like, backstory and all. By the way, again, just watch it. Oh yeah, we forgot to mention. The stakes are higher now because Toranaga's army, the one that he brought within like the start of episode 5, sadly got wiped out by the earthquake and landslide. And
yeah.
Like, well, fuck.
Shit.
But it made it such a boss moment because, like, again, we're going through politics, who's who's pulling the strings,
Yeah.
and we find out like the 5 guys or 4 guys are starting to like eat each other alive. Like, they killed one of them,
Yeah.
like him and his family, and
Because she just like, fuck this. Why am I waiting for permission anymore? I want all the power. I know what's best for Japan. But
yeah,
obviously he's just doing it for himself. That's why the old man's like, I ain't voting for anything. I know I'm the only one here who cares about Japan. You guys are just doing it out of self-interest. And you're like, damn. Damn, the show is complicated in its politics, but I like it when they present such complicated sides that it's not just, we need to kill Toranaga. Does everybody agree? Yeah, sure. It's like, if I kill Toranaga, does it serve me the best? Even though I'm supposed to be thinking if it serves Japan the best. It's all the scheming that keeps the show so, it keeps everyone so glued to the screen. Even though there's no battles at this point, you're just like, who's fucking over who?
and like, what's this? But yeah, we find out like, not gonna lie, they kind of gave the like 4 guys lesser meaning now. When we find out, it's like, oh, she's the one pulling all the strings, and we get this like solid, like scene with Toranaga, just like, all right, Crimson Sky. I'm like, where's Crimson Sky? Again, that's Enzo explaining. It's like, it's the plan where they will be storming Osaka.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter if they win or not, as long as they go up with like, with a bang kind of deal. And I'm like, oh, of course the goal is still in mind. It's just like, if they don't make it, then they fight to the death.
Yeah.
Till the last man standing. And I'm like, that is sick.
Right? I also like Lady Oshiba's speech to Ishido when she's like, I got here through going through horrible stuff, and I ultimately gained my position by making fate look at me so I can scratch out its eyes. And you have to do the same thing. You can't just wait around for the other council members to make their decision. You have to also compel fate to look at you. And you're like, fuck, I guess this new player has entered the game, and I can't wait to see what's the result of this.
Yeah, and I am just so excited for sure, because there's like, what, we got 3 more episodes left.
Yeah.
For sure, maybe the last 2 episodes gonna be the war. The first, I'm guessing 7th episode is gonna be them prepping for the gigantic battle. By the way, this is all like loosely based on true events, and some of these characters are inspired by real characters.
Yeah.
So like, there is a war that is gonna be similar to this.
Yeah.
There was a war that's similar to this. That's what's about to happen. So I kind of excited. You guys can look it up on YouTube.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, I am so excited to what this show is gonna give us, because we already saw a glimpse of what battle looks like.
Yeah.
It's like a tad bit of a taste. But now, just seeing it in a full-on scale, I would love to like just experience it all, and what John Blackthorne is gonna have.
Yeah.
And also, we see Mariko; she's very capable with the spear. Oh, of course, we saw that in the 2nd episode, but like, we saw it even more that she's like pretty much a weapon when she was a young kid. So
Yeah. But yeah, that's been our thoughts on Shogun episodes 4, 5, and 6. What do you guys think? Do you have anything else to add before we wrap this up? But yeah, I would say this is a pretty good show. There hasn't been a moment where I'm like, well, that's stupid, or this is boring. I've just been enjoying the show so much, especially since, again, it's Hiroyuki Sanada in the limelight. And you're like, finally, he gets the spotlight he deserves after all these years. After being in that Ronin movie with Keanu Reeves, and you're like, why is Keanu Reeves in a movie about the 47 Ronin? I am confused.
It was like, damn it, another movie where I'm not the main character, but it's a white guy.
Yeah. He was also in the Wolverine too, if I remember correctly. Yeah.
He was. Yeah, he was.
Yeah. And of course, he was in Endgame for like a millimeter of a second of a 3-hour movie. But yeah, to the audience, what's your favorite Hiroyuki Sanada role? Is it this? Is it Last Samurai? Did you know he has a movie here in the Philippines? In the 90s? It was in the 90s.
I didn't know that. What movie?
I forgot what it's called. I'll send you a poster later. The details of it later. Yeah.
I guess we should watch it. By the way, he has a shit ton of like Japanese stuff that he is the main character of, and I think he was in a couple of like J dramas. Maybe I might be wrong. I
That
just
makes
saw
sense.
the glimpse of it. It looks like a J drama, but yeah. So like, there are other movies where Hiyuki Sanada is the main character.
Yeah.
So I will be watching those because that is like something I haven't seen yet.
Yeah.
But here, I feel like here, Shogun, he is somewhat the main character, but we kind of focus on John Blackthorne a little too much.
Yeah, that's true. But yeah, this has been our video for Shogun's. Why am I stuttering? I don't know. But yeah, this has been our Shogun video. What do you guys think? If you'd like to see more of us, please like our video, subscribe to the channel, and ding the bell icon to get notified of when we upload next. We're also on Spotify and TikTok to see our best and funniest moments. Spotify to hear us on the go. In the video, I'm Zoda's Voices on TikTok and Enswolf on Letterboxd. How about you?
You can find me at JohnJu__ on Instagram. Is my other name.
And until the next one, we'll see you then. Bye, everybody.
Ciao.